Hello. Hi, Priti.
Hi, Prem.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry, actually, I was unable to connect the Teams. So I connected with the other system. So I'm going to conduct the session with the like us. I connected with the Prem office. So that one. So with that, I am going to share. Uh, so let me just follow up. Yeah, if she's joining. Otherwise, we'll start. Hi, Ria. Okay. So you joined. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I was just trying to connect the system and I was unable to connect. Already I was 15 minutes late. So today I'm going to cover the session on GraphQL. We'll see how we can, query the data, maybe any data source, maybe any page using the GraphQL, and how we can use the GraphQL query into the component. Okay. So we'll just see the basic implementation. I mean, okay. So let me connect with the my other system. There, I'm going to share the my system. So hold for 2 minutes. Please confirm if I am not audible. I am audible, right?
Yes, Prem.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let me share with another system. So I'm going to operate it through this account from this system. Okay, so let me give me a time. I'm just sharing my screen. So as I said, like today we are going to cover the GraphQL. So the GraphQL is important part for the Sitecore JSS or XM Cloud. You know, you have to just know. Last time we covered the XM Cloud, right? I mean, the XM Cloud has a many feature and many tool. I mean, we can use where I mean maybe sometime we can make the component without any coding, because there we have a the uh, front end as a front end as a software service like a fast we say in terms of XM Cloud. So there we have a component builder, we have component builder, we have page builder, we have XM Cloud Explorer. So by use of them we can create directly a component. And on those component, I mean, we can assign some of the APIs. Okay. So, okay, I'm forgetting share my screen. Let me quickly share. Okay. Share tab. Entire screen. Okay. Share. Okay, click share. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Because actually I'm running this from the browser in this system. I don't have, the Teams installed in it. So that's the reason. So what I was telling is, I mean, this is the GraphQL playground. Okay, for local system, this is how we can access the GraphQL playground. Okay, and for the for the XM Cloud, we have a different URL for that. I mean, that is XM Cloud. Then it will be a deploy app. From there, I mean, we get access to access the same XM that is the edge experience playground. So it's the same GraphQL playground that we are seeing now. It will be the similar kind of GraphQL playground we'll get in XM Cloud. Okay, so ultimately what the GraphQL playground is give us, it's going to give us this kind of playground where we can write our queries to access the data. Okay, and this query we can implement anywhere. Okay, we can implement anywhere. Maybe this query we can add on any of the component. For now, course we are developing in through the next.js, so we have to apply in the next.js framework. Okay, like this. We are going to apply the query language in a in one of the method where I mean we are going to apply the queries. Okay, in case of XM Cloud, we can do that also in a XM Cloud. The last time what we covered is, I mean, we have a certain tools there. I mean, we can create a component just by dragging drop using the canvas we get in the XM Cloud, like component builder, like page editor, page builder. Okay, so we can create there like a component or maybe page, or we can assign some kind of API. So this is, I mean, in terms of assigning the GraphQL endpoint, there we have an option as well. We can pass the GraphQL endpoints there to the component. Okay, and it will work fine without any code. Okay, for now, what we are going to do is we are just going to query the the Sitecore, like how we are going to get the data and how this query we are going to apply into the component. Okay, so first of all let me show you in the in the Sitecore. Okay. Suppose the Sitecore, and how, I mean, you are going to get the playground is, suppose it's your domain name. Then after that, what you are going to assign is Sitecore API graph is then UI. When you will hit this, the let me okay, let me put this in chat so that, I mean, you can also if you have installed the if you have configured the Sitecore on your side, if you hit this, the GraphQL playground will just open in your side as well. Just you have to replace this domain name, and then you have to add Sitecore, then API graph, then age, then UI. Okay, so this is how we can access this. Okay, so what I can do is let me show you. Let me access it. How you can access. Suppose this is your, okay, first of all, I have to log in. Container editor. Login. What you have to do is you have to like API graph, age, and UI. API, then slash graph, slash age, slash UI. Locally, we access like this. Okay, for the XM Cloud, it will be something like your XM Cloud domain name. Then there it will be like an API graph and age UI like this. Okay, so maybe we can just get it like this. XM experience age, XM experience age, GraphQL, playground URL. No, I mean, we say it like an endpoint. Okay. Let me show you in one of the application. Story headless demo. Okay, I'll share you now exactly the URL for the XM Cloud. I'm not remembering. Maybe last time I just saw you. For now, I mean, how we are going to access it locally. This is how, I mean, we are going to access the local playground, local GraphQL playground. So it will open like this. Okay, it will open like this. I mean, there we can have, Let me remove this. Generally what we do is it will be like a normal like this, query, then item path. Normally, I mean, you can access like this. Suppose if I go here and if I have to access anything from any of the website, for now, JSS XM Cloud is our website. Okay, JSS XM Cloud is our website. Suppose I want to just access this, home, this home page. So wait for a second. Maybe we can have a different kind of scenario. For now, I mean, you have to just know like how we can access the data through the GraphQL. Okay, so suppose this is the home atom. So suppose maybe it can be any number of atom, or I mean the data, or maybe a data source we want to access it through the GraphQL, or maybe some requirement. Okay, so for now let's see like how we can access this home atom into the GraphQL. So we have let me copy the atom. I can get it through the atom path, or maybe through the atom ID for now. For the initially, what I can do is let me go here, and I can replace this. Okay. Now what I gave is atom, then atom path, then language en. Now what I am going to get is atom name, then ID. So you can see what kind of the things I can get. Maybe ID, maybe the children. If you want to see the children, maybe let's see. So you can just play like what kind of data you are going to get. So what we have put here, we have put the item ID of the home, and let's see what other data we are going to get. So we are going to get the data name, ID, and children. So let's hit the play button. Let me see why play button is not working. Let me header. Generally in header, what we have to put the API key. So this the important, the configuration we have to do. So API key we have to put like this in a header. Then we start with the curly brace, then this is API key, this is the API key, GUID item, GUID ID, then like this. And let me hit the play button. Hey, why it's not working, the play button? Yeah, what's happening? Any problem? Query. Let's put the query. Okay, maybe Forget the query button here. Oh, query. Okay. Query. Okay. One close we are forgetting. Okay. So, I mean, you can see we are getting something, but we are getting the error. So what the error is, find the children atom. Okay, so it's saying like field children of the atom search result must be a sub selection. Okay, so for now, let's remove the children. Okay, so you can identify like this. I mean, we wrote the children here, so it was giving about the children, like it's not able to find. So I remove the children now. Let's see what we are getting. Okay, so you can see we are getting the now the item name and we are getting the ID. Okay, so this is the way we are getting. Next, what suppose from the home item, what we supposed to get? If I'm going back to the application here, okay, suppose I want to access the its field as well. Okay, maybe the title, maybe the content. Okay, if I have something on the content or maybe something on the metadata somewhere from this field, so I can get the this data. Okay, so maybe what I can do is I can just write like here something like this, the field. Okay, I can start with like name, then value. So you can see what we are getting now. See, I mean, we are getting lot of data here. I mean, the fields. When we are accessing the field, so we are getting the field name. The name is just a field name. The value is whatever value inside the field is. Okay, like this. We can confirm it from here. So this is first field name is title. We are getting the title and its value JSS. Next we have a content. Content we have nothing, so it's showing no value here. Okay, getting. So I mean we have a multiple way we can get. I mean, let me show you the query example we have. We can try the other query as well. So this is the basic the way of query you can do. Okay, suppose you want to fine tune this the query, so that you can get the actual data. So how you can fine tune it? You can fine tune it like this way. I already did in one of the. So we can define like this. I mean, generally what we have to do, I mean, like this, maybe we are not going to get the data. Okay, we only want to get the data, this one, only the value. Title, actually, maybe we are just going to, I mean, we are not going to, we are not expecting on the field name to be queried, and we supposed to only get the value. Okay, so in that case, we can filter out the, the query field. Okay, so how we are going to do that? So for that, we can do this way. Suppose now what we have a field now. Okay, so we can like what is a field name now? We have this one, title. So what we can write? We can write something like this, title, then field name, like field. Okay, field, sorry, it will be a field. Then it will be, sorry, it will be a name, because this is supposed to be a name, so we can just copy it from here, okay, and paste it inside. We'll just remove this curly brace. No, it should be actually like this. And what it should return, it should return a value, so we can just copy this. Okay, so yeah, I mean, now how we are filtering out for our, how, I mean, the data is going to return for ourselves. We just want to get the value in the name of like this title name. So how we can write, this is the way we write. Okay, like we title, then field, then name means this name, and what it will return the only value now. So if I now execute, so how it's going to return the data, let's see. Okay, it's giving us some error. Let me see what the issue is. Title field. Okay. Okay, this must be have to, because already we are accessing it here. So this we have to remove this one like this. So you see, now it's written in a correct format, right? Like item name is home, ID is this. Now the field name, title, and its value is this one. Okay, so this is the way we can query. There is another way of query also. I mean, let me find that document. I'll show you. There are multiple way of querying the data. Uh, 1 second. 1 second. Let me. I'll share you one link there. The Sitecore document has already some query example you can try in your Sitecore playground, Sitecore Graphql playground. Let's find. So I mean, this is what we tried. Okay. Other like this one, we can also try. You can try it like query. Then this is the way you can try. So this is the link. Okay, you can try, maybe based on what your requirement, you can do that. Okay. If I do this, let me try. We can try it. Okay, so site, we have to give the site name. Let's see, our site name is JSS XM Cloud. Okay, so let me give the site name. So see, you can get it this way. So I mean, from this, what we are going to get is, you can see here. So there are other query example as well here. You can try those. So what we tried now is, let me show you. We are getting the layout information. Okay, I mean, like um, layout service output for the rendering framework specific Sitecore placeholder implementation. Okay, so it's going to return the layout information for the site. Okay, so let's just see. What we did is we just use the layout instead of using the item. We just use the layout. Okay, then site this, then route path. If you are going a route path this, then it will be a home. Okay, so it will give us the information about the home. Okay, so let me just create a new Sitecore, page. If I like directly create like a about, let me create a about page here directly like this, about. Now this is about, and about, let me, we don't have any data source attached in it. Okay, still we'll just the publish it. I'll show you. Let me publish this one. It's a single item, so let's publish it quickly. So I published it. Let me just try to access. Okay, about. So cause now we don't have any data. Okay, but what it will return is, let's see what we can get. At least this is one of the route, one of kind of page item. Okay, so let's see what it can return for us. Okay, so I'll write like a route about, and let's hit. So what are the things we can get? So in the right side, if you'll see, what are the things we are going to get? We are getting the layout, then the context. You can see the item path is route about. Okay, then its field. You can see the field title, the value, these other things you can get. Okay, so this is how we are going to get the layout information of the particular route. Okay, suppose if I'm removing this one, so this will be a home route, then home page. So if I'm accessing this, so I can get like this. So now the route or maybe page name is home, and I can access the value like this. It's returning in a JSON format. Okay, so you can see like this. Okay, so in it, what we are going to get is, you can see it's actually giving a whole route information of the page. How? So let's just, I mean, it's actually a layout information. So the same layout information we get through the layout service. So we are now getting it from this GraphQL query. So how you can see this, the route. Okay, then the field. Then if you come down, you can see the database from the way we are getting now. Then you can see the placeholder now. Okay, similar kind of structure we get from the layout service as well. So their placeholder we have header placeholder, we have main placeholder. Because in a main placeholder now we have attached two uh, component. So the component one is demo, and what is returning description like this, then heading this one. Then another component is returning like this component, this one, and you can see. Okay, then we have a footer placeholder. Okay, so you can try the other query from here as well here. Okay, so get layout from the URL, we can try another thing. We don't have a if you have a some item, the paginated items, so you can query those like this. Okay, let's see the other one. Get the root item of the site. Okay, let's just copy this and see how we can get. So this is to get the root item of the root item. So the site name is site name is JSS XM Cloud. So I'll write like this, JSS XM Cloud. JSS. Okay. Path. So it's saying no layout information. Let's see why. JSS XM Cloud. Okay. And what I'm writing here. Okay. AIM is missing here. JSS XM Cloud. So I mean, if I have to get only the root item, only the route information about the route item, so this is maybe the query I can get. Okay. So the home and its content root, it's saying like this. Okay. We are also like we are first of all we are getting the path of that home route. Second, we are going to get the parent of that item. So this is how we access. Okay. So next, what you can do is you can get item through the Sitecore path or maybe the page like this. Okay. You can build the navigation. So I mean, you can try this in your side. Okay. And let me know if you're facing anything. Okay. You can use this anyone, get information about the all content. Okay. All content site. Maybe if you have a lot of sites in our system, so we can get it through this query. So let me copy and show you like how we are going to get. I'll go here, I just replace it and we'll see. So see, I mean, it's returning all the site collection. See the data site. Okay, these are the application I have created in this. Okay, so in my case, there are we have created a lot of sites. So it's showing the site, all the site collection. Okay. Similarly, you can get information about the specific content site. Get specific content site, so you can write like this. Okay, like query site info, then site name and root path. So let's do this. Okay. in our case, it will be JSS XM Cloud, and let's execute this. Okay. So you can see I'm getting the information about the site only. Like this, I can see if I have to add anything, maybe I can see what are the things I can get more. So if I write something, so I mean I can get it will show me the things I can get it. I mean these are the minimum intelligence I can get it from here. Okay, maybe this one I can maybe get the sitemap info. Okay, then what other thing I can get? The routes. Okay, let me hit and let's see what are the things. So it's saying the routes I cannot get, and also okay, maybe routes are not accessible. Let me remove the route and let's see the sitemap I can get. Okay. Yeah, so I can also access the sitemap. See, name, route path, and the sites. Okay, I mean when you go through this document, I'll share you this document so that you can see the query, how you can query it. Okay, let me share this. Now what we'll do is, I mean there are a lot of query you can do in your site based on your requirement in the project. Okay, maybe if you have a search implementation, what you can do is we have a search kind of query as well. Let me see, there is somewhere a search. Search. Get the query. Navigation, all pages, at root. Okay, this one. Maybe this is the way you can like a query. Then this is actually you have to write this way, like search this, and the which maybe page or maybe the item path you are going to target. You can add like this. Okay, and based on that it will give you the result. Okay, so it will create a when you will hit this, so it will create some kind of JSON data it will return. So after that when you get the JSON data, you can filter out you can get that JSON data, and you can maybe based on the JSON it's returning, you can get your data in your site. Okay, and you can implement a search functionality kind of things. Okay, so for now I have just shared you this one. You can just try this query in your site, it will work. And now we'll see like how, I mean we saw how you can query, write the query here, and how you can filter out also. I mean there is a way we can filter out so that we can get the exact data. Okay, for now for our case what we are going to do is we are going to create a one component. Okay, we'll just create a one component, we'll attach a JSON rendering on it, and we'll see how we can add maybe based on the requirement. Okay, we can add the the data on the component. Okay, we'll try to show the whatever like query we are going to get from the playground, that query will attach on the component and we'll see if we are able to fetch the data or not. Okay, so first of all, if I show you like how the it works is, I mean, first of all, let me just create, I mean, let's go to the Sitecore, and we create a simple template. Okay, and so maybe we will not waste time to create the template. We have already created a template, so I'll just show you like how from that template we can create a data source, and based on that we can fetch the data to the component. Okay, so let me go to the feature in a Sitecore demo. We created a template like this. It's a normal template, right? I mean, we can just create a template. So what we are fetching now, I mean, what we are we are going to fetch the data is maybe the heading and this description. Okay, so this is the template you can just create. And next thing is we have to just create a one JSON rendering. So based on that, we can create. So I mean, the next thing what I have to tell you is in the Sitecore, actually there are two kinds of GraphQL query we can execute. Okay, one is the GraphQL component. First one we can, first of all, we'll see the easiest one. Okay, so the easiest one will be implementing GraphQL through the Sitecore rendering. I'm sorry. Okay. Second one will be implementing the GraphQL through the JSS next.js component. Okay, so this one, I mean, I'll tell you, maybe now you are not able to understand, but let's see any of one if you're able to understand. So it will be easy to implement maybe in some of the things to be, if there is some requirement to fetch the data from the GraphQL, you can just implement it. Okay. So first one we'll see the easiest one. So easiest one is this one. In it, actually we don't have to do much about the graphical querying into the code. We just have to get the data. Okay, so we have to just set up in the Sitecore, and a normal the component we have to create in a JSS. Okay, so we'll just see like how we can do. Okay, so let me start that one, first one. So give me 2 minutes. Let's have a glass of water. Thanks. So what we are going to do is what the process in it. So let me explain the process first, so that we can understand it in one by one. So maybe if it is taking time, so what we can do is, for today we'll see the first one, so that it will be not a at least one of them, one we have to understand for the implementation of the GraphQL. So for the first one, what will be the process is, first of the process where I mean, we have to create maybe template. So we'll start creating from the template. I mean, template means what kind of data we want to return in the component. Okay, what kind of data we want to, and what the structure of data will be that we are going to return in the component. So we'll start with the creating template. Okay, so what our main purpose is? Main purpose is to return uh, data from a data from item. Item can be any. What we are going to return is we are going to return a heading. For now, it will be, I mean, I'm trying with a very simple so that I can show you how we can implement maybe heading and description. So whatever in the item belongs to the field heading and description, we'll able to assign it to the component through the GraphQL query. Okay, so a step will be create template. Next, we'll create the JSON rendering. Okay. Next, we'll assign the JSON rendering to the page. Okay, and create data source. Assign to the JSON rendering page also assign the placeholder and data source. Okay, next thing, we'll write a GraphQL query in playground. Fifth, we'll add GraphQL query to the JSON rendering browser. Okay, browser field. Then sixth is so this is the Sitecore part we are going to do. After that, what we'll do is we'll publish all. Okay. Next point, we are going to create a normal JSS component with the same name, the JSON rendering we are going to create. Okay. Create a JSON component. JSS component in JSS next.js. Okay, so these are the steps we are going to do. So I think by these steps you will be able to understand the easiest method of using the GraphQL query into any component. Okay. So let's start. So first of all, let me name the component. What the component we are going to name it? Component name must be JSS GraphQL. This is GraphQL. JSS GQL rendering. Okay, so we'll name like this. Okay, so let me just create it. So what we'll do is, let me just go here. I'll create a similar template. So we are starting with the first step. Okay, so we'll create a template and we'll add this heading and description. So I'm coming here in a template inside the feature. I mean, there when you are working with the project. So first of all, you have to create a specific project folder item. For now, actually, I already created a Sitecore demo like this. I'm just creating. For your case, there will be some project name, or maybe you have to create a project folder. Specific project folder there. I mean, you have to create. I'll right click and create a new template. Let me add it very quickly. JSS Graphql rendering. Okay, I mean template name can be anything. For now, I mean, of course, we are creating with this name, so I'm just keeping it. So in the section, I can just write like a data, JSS data. Here, what we are going to write, heading, and it will be a description. In a description, this must be the rich text. Okay, I'll just save it as saved. I'll also publish it because the data for now in our local is going to coming from it's going to coming from the web database. Okay, okay, I just published. So we're done with the creating template. Next, I have to create a JSON rendering. So I'll just copy the name, this one, because same name we are going to create. Let me go to the JSON rendering. So for that, I'll go to the layout. Project. Okay. So there I have created, like a demo site. You can have a, on project name, project folder name. Okay. Let me create a one JSON rendering. So I'll select the JSON rendering here, JSON rendering. I have to make sure like this, the component name is like a JSON rendering. Okay. The other thing I have to make sure here is maybe the parameter template. For now, for this component, we don't have any requirement of the parameter template, so we'll keep it as it is. Give a requirement for the data source location and data source template. So data source template will be the like the template we created now. So let me just assign that template. I'll go here and let me navigate to the feature. Okay, in a feature, I have to navigate to the Sitecore demo. There we create this one. So let me insert this. So data source template is assigned. Now the data source location, for now we can assign this like a parent. So it will access the parent of our application. I mean, yeah, I mean the application location. Okay, I'll save it and also publish it now. So okay, it was just an item, but I selected the the sub item also, so it should not be like that. If I'm publishing only one item, so it will be just I should not select those sub items and related items. Okay, so we done up to the second point. Next, we are going to assign the JSON rendering to the page and the placeholder and data source. So I mean, we created one brand new page in our application. There, our application is JSS XM Cloud. We created a one page name like about. So I'll go to the about page. Okay, there in a presentation detail. This is how I mean normally we are going to assign. Okay, I'll go to the presentation detail after selecting to the page. So I'm in the about page. Then presentation. Then I'll click on the details. We can assign it through the the experience editor as well. Okay, this is what I'm showing you this way because so that you can understand the process how it looks like. Okay, I have to go to the final layout for now. Okay, then let me assign the component we created now. Sorry, the JSON rendering we created now. Okay, so I'll go to the controller controls. I'll add the JSON rendering we created. So we added a JSS Graphql rendering. For now, I'll select the placeholder headless main for now, and open properties dialog box immediately means we want to assign the along with it when it will create. As soon as it creates, this rendering, not create, it's adding the rendering control in it. It will also open the data source option to add. So now see it's coming. So let me click the browse, sorry. Then I'll click on the data and click create. So let me write like JSS data rendering. Okay, like this I can name a data source, and this is it's assigning like this. Let me hit OK. Save it. Let's one refresh this page and see. So I have to navigate to the about. In about, I can see now data is created inside about this data source. Okay, so now we have to assign the, I mean, these things we can assign it from the from the experience editor, but we are directly assigning from the content editor. Okay, so let me write JSS GraphQL JSS GraphQL rendering. JSS GraphQL rendering. Okay, so this is our heading. In a description, we can write something like this. Maybe let me copy. Let me copy. Okay, so what we did now is we just assign the JSON rendering to the about page. We also put the data into the data source so that it can be viewed when we are, I mean, now we'll just try to query this about page and its data source attached in it. Okay, so for that, I mean, how we are going to query, let me, I will show you right now. Okay, so let me just publish it so that we can make sure it will be available when we are accessing the data, accessing the page. So I published. Okay. Next, we done with this. So now we'll go to the playground, GraphQL playground, and we'll try to write the GraphQL query for our new data source for our this page. Okay, so what I'll do is let me copy this. I'll show you how we are going to write. Maybe I'll just copy. Okay, so now let me copy this and oh, okay. So let me just quickly show you that. So hello. Anybody saying?
No.
Okay. So I mean, are you able to understand, right? I mean, just follow the process that I'm explaining. Maybe at the end of the the session, you will understand it. Okay. So just keep seeing it. Okay. So just keep watching it. Let's do. Um, so in about, let me just copy the maybe path name. I can from the path name I can access from the item. I can access it. Okay. So so this is the way we query, right? The query then item, because we're supposed to the access the item and its related data, maybe the item name, its display name, and its field. Okay, so let me show you like how we are going to do. So let me just replace it like about. Now we are going to get the about page data. Okay, so for the about page data, what's supposed to get is, let me just remove this for now. Okay, so like query, then item name, then path, the language in. After that, let's see what we are getting. Okay, so now if I hit this, you can see I'm getting the about. So it's about page. Okay, let me, if I have to get the ID. Okay, so this is the about page ID. Let me see if I have to get the its display name. If I have, so display name is about. Okay, this is the page name. Let's see what kind of field we can access. So it's pretty simple, like this: name, value. Okay, so these are the this about page data. About page data. So next, I mean, what we supposed to access is, we supposed to access the data from this data source. Okay, so what I can do is just copy this item path or maybe ID. Let me show you through the ID. It doesn't matter if you pass here the ID or path. So I can just pass the ID as well. Okay, so let me just hit this. Okay, I'll I'll we'll see what we are getting. So you can see what I'm getting is, I'm getting the the data source path. Okay, if I have to get the parent, so there we show like how we are going to get the parent. Okay, so maybe we can get the parent like this. If I am accessing it like this. I'm just trying. Maybe we can get the parent. Let me data parent. Parent data parent. Name. So data parent, we are getting the data. Then parent to parent, what we can do is, let me, we can get the parent to parent. I mean that you can do in yourself. Maybe we can, if I write the parent of this again, maybe I'll get the parent. But for now, I mean, you can try this in your site, in your playground, maybe how you can access it. There may be a different way you can access. For now, let's focus on like what we are doing. Okay, so I mean, we are just supposed to access the data, this one, and its value. So we have this heading and this description. We're supposed to get this data from this data source, assigning to the component. Okay, so I mean, we have to write the query now. So you can see we are able to get the data this way. Okay, so now we have to make it like how we are going to get it. I mean, if you'll see, this may be not a proper way to get, so we can just filter out. So how we are going to filter out is, so I'll show you. Let me write this way. Okay, let me remove only we supposed to get the name. Next, what I can do is, so it must be the heading. So I'll write like heading, then field. Okay, then so I'll copy this. I mean, this is heading from field. What we are expecting to get, we are expecting to get the heading. Okay, so like this we have to write. Okay, and what it will return, it will return the value. Okay, like this. Let me remove this one. Okay, so we write it for the heading. Next we'll write for the description. Similarly, let me just copy and paste it. Okay, I'll rename it to the query, and this will be also a description. Okay, and let me remove this and let's see what we are getting. Okay, so now what the JSON will get the name of the data source name, then its field name, heading, and this description. So this is how we should get. So you can make this way like what you supposed to get in the JSON data. So for our case, what we supposed to get, the name and name of the data source and the data source, field name, heading, and this description. Okay, let me hit this. So you can see we are getting, so the data atom, this is the atom name. Okay, now we are getting the field name, heading, and its value, field name, description, its value. Okay, this is we supposed to get. Okay, so the next option is, I mean, this one we have to apply. This we have to put into the JSON rendering. So I'll show you where we are going to put this. Okay, so let me show you like where we are going to put this. So for that, I have to navigate to the JSON rendering we created. So JSON rendering we created the JSS Graphql rendering. Okay, JSS Graphql rendering. Let me see the place we are going to add there. GraphQL, you can see you will get a section name like GraphQL. There we have to, and it's also giving us like what are the other things we have to pass? We have to pass data source, we have to pass the context item, we have to pass the language. Okay, so these things we have to pass. And whatever GraphQL we are writing here, we have to just copy this GraphQL query and we have to just put it here. And all done. And next thing we have to just create a one the component where we are writing the JSX component. I mean how the component will render like this. So this is it. Okay, so let's quickly see this. So course we have to put this variable data source context item language so that it can. So I mean now what will happen? So it can accept that because this is going to fetch the data from the data source. Okay, from the which data source? This data source, this data source. So this one we have to define here. Okay, so how we are going to defining this? So we are going to defining this way. Okay, so let me just copy this from here and show you. So the query will be like this. Okay, the atom path. So in a query what we are going to pass, data source and the language. So data source and language. Okay, next thing what we are going to pass is in the atom path also we have to pass these things. Okay, so now we are done. So according to the it's the advice on the that GraphQL browser, we are passing the data source, context item, and language. So you can see we are passing the same thing here. Okay. So what we'll do now is now we have a perfect in a query. This we have to put. So this is the format you have to remember. So in a query you are passing the data source because that it will take the data source and the language. In item path it will take data source and language. From there it's going to get the data like heading, name, description. It will assign to the component. Okay, and we don't have to don't have to in terms of for now we have to just copy this and let me put this here. Okay, and save it and let publish this. So published. Okay, so let's see where up to now we are done. So we created our GraphQL query and we also added that to the JSON rendering, that browser field. And side by side, we were also publishing all. Okay, so now the last step is we have to just create a JSS component in our next.js project. A simple JSS component we have to create. Let me just copy because same name with the same name we have created a JSON. JSON rendering. We have to create a JSON rendering in the front end application. Let me come here and let me just copy it. So it will be, let me create in a component. I'll write like this, JSS Graphql rendering.tsx. Okay. From here, what I have to do is I have to make sure and a few things I must have. So what are the few things I have to be make sure? First of all, like import from React. So these are, I mean, you can copy it from somewhere. It's I don't need to. Okay, I can copy it from here. Let me copy it. Okay, so I mean mainly what we need, we are going to use the component props and this. And this is the by default. Maybe you can remove it, but we need this one. Okay, this one component props from component props library. Okay, next thing what we have to write is we have to write the type of the components we are going to the similar. I mean what we are going to write here is, I mean what kind of data we are going to we are expecting to return to the component. Okay, so we have to target to the playground, like this is the data we are going to get. Okay, so what are the data we are going to get? So it will be name, heading, and description. So similar kind of tabs we have to define in the properties. Okay, so let me just show you how we are going to do that. So for that we are going to write like this, export type, it will be JSS GQL props, I can say. Next, it will be a component props. Let me copy this directly from here. Okay, so this is it, and next this is the procedure we have to follow. Okay, so you have to remember it. Field, the fields is correct. Okay, after that, I mean what you have to do is you have to just you can just copy the structure of your playground from here. Okay, you can just copy the structure of playground from here. So I'm just copying, but you can write like this. I mean, what we are going to supposed to do is, I mean, we just we have to define the structure we are going to get. Okay. So for now, we are not going to get this. Let me also include it. But okay. Uh, Let me remove it for now. So now the value we are going to get, that will be type of string. Okay, it will be type of string, and this comma will be like a because we are defining the properties, the types of data, the data types is going to return into the component. Okay, next it will be like this. You have to just remember the process we are doing. Okay, value, so this is how you have to do. Okay, so this is the props type we defined. Okay, this is the type, like we are going to access it into the component, like you can see is the exactly same structure what we have in what we supposed to get after this one, this GraphQL endpoints. So this is the structure we have to match. So same structure we are passing here, so that same structure we can get in the component, like data, then atom. Inside atom, what heading have a value type of string, must be description, maybe value type of string you're going to return. Okay, so next thing, let me write the, okay, let's review properly. Let me just format it. Shift Alt F. Okay, I have to configure. Next, I mean, we have to write the component. Will be a simple component. Okay, so like this. So what the component name is, the component name I can copy it from here. Okay, so that it will be the exact component name. Okay, next, the JSX element. I mean, generally you can just copy it from somewhere, not to write like this. Maybe in some time you will be forgetting some of the, we're supposed to pass the props here. Okay, and what kind of props it will be? It will be a props, type of this. And what we are going to export it. Export means this component we are going to retrieve somewhere like that. Okay, so export. So export default first. So this must be this one. We are going to export this. Hey. Okay. Sorry. This is component. This props. Then JSS. Then this one must return something. Okay. So now we have to return the JSX component. Okay. So we'll write something. We can wrap it through some div, or this is the some kind of we write. Okay, we can write it through the, you can wrap it through the some divs as well. It's not a problem. Let me for now, I mean, let me, what I can do is, let me see if I some class name. Okay. Oh, let's see, we are not assigning the class. Let me write something like this. Okay. Now we're supposed to render the heading. H1 it will be heading. So in a heading, what I can write is I can just pass, because we are passing props. So what I can write is props dot now, then field. I'll write like field dot data. Then we have item. Then I have a title or description. I have a heading. So I'll write like this. Let me see. String is not assignable to the React. Why this is giving the issue? Let me see. Okay, let me see through this reference. We already built this. Let me just copy it from here so that I'll just replace this. Why it's giving? Okay, maybe we are missing this. We are proper. Something we are missing here. Let me see what we are missing. The field we have exactly field. Let me replace this. Fields, then we have data, then item, then heading. Let me write one thing here. We have something problem on this query. Let me just copy it and paste. Let me comment it. For our case, it's be data, then item, then heading. It must be heading like heading, then description. Let me. Okay, I think we are missing this. Let's see the item. Oh man. So stupid. It was just simple. Actually, what we was forgetting is we were forgetting just like this and value. It was pretty simple. Oh, how stupid I'm doing. Okay, this is way, the normal way we define like this, the structure we followed the similar way. So actually the how we have to write is, it's pretty simple, like this. Okay, props, whatever like props we passed, then field, then data, then item, then heading. No, we have now description, then value. So this is how we are going to get it. Okay, so this part must be a little bit tricky. It's not tricky. So as I explained, you have to follow the how it's returning in your side in a GraphQL. So we just copied it and replace like value. It will be returning like string. It will return like a string. It will return string, or maybe another thing. It how it's returning, based on that we'll assign the data. Okay, so similarly we have done here. Only what you have to figure out is, let me again show you. Save it. So only the component props with props we are going to use, then field, data, item. Okay, then we are just following that playground. Data return type item, then it's returning some string, so that string, then heading, this heading, then value is returning as string. So similar we are doing this, then description. If I go here, description, then it's returning on. So I can just copy this and I can just share it here. I can just write it and enclose this with the, because it's a property, I have to enclose this with the semicolon. Okay, now next, because this is we are defining our types, so that we have to pass like a props, because the JSX component only allow data to be passed like a props. Okay, so the props, then what kind of props it will be? It will be type of this. Okay, and from where this data is going to come from. So you remember we created JSON rendering, we added their GraphQL query and the variable like data sources. So and those data are going to come from the data sources through that GraphQL query in a JSON rendering, and this is the entities or properties that going to that will help to fetch this data like this. Okay, so this one we can remove it, not a problem. We can write our own class. As we did last time, we in a asset we can just we can create any kind of data. Maybe if I'm writing some CSS class, CSS class. Let me background color. Maybe all right, like a background color. I'll make it aqua blue, aqua. So this one must be added here in a app.tsx. Let me see it in the app.tsx. Yeah. main.ss. So I can just copy this and add it to our component where this is our component. This way you can just add a class, right? So let's see how it looks like. And this is we are going to write the component that we have to export it as well. Okay. Let's so our application is running. Let me check if it is running. If not, we can try to run it. Oh, our application is not running. Let me run the application. So what the component we have created a component. It will return the JSS component will return the name of the data source. We can write like a data source. Data source. It will be heading. It will be a description. Just to show like what it's going to return. Okay. So we have assigned that in a about page. So we'll see if that is returning in the about page or not. So you can see we are able to fetch the data through the GraphQL, and is fetching the data to that GraphQL through the GraphQL component. And so and maybe our our classes are not working, but maybe we can see it tomorrow how it will work, or maybe it's approx 11 p.m. so we'll see it tomorrow. So I mean, you just see, right? I mean, how we did. Okay, I mean, we just define the GraphQL. We just make a simple component and we follow the process. And we also created a new page and we assign that component. And now the data is, we are able to get the data into the component. Okay, so uh, did you get the like what we did today a little bit? So if we have like a
Yes.
quick recap, so what we did is we create a template, we create a JSON rendering, then we created we assigned the JSON rendering to the page, then we created a GraphQL component like this. I mean, like this. I mean, this GraphQL we assign it to the JSON rendering where we created into the like a GraphQL where we have to write the GraphQL like, because this is the GraphQL query. It's going to get the data from data source, language, and from there, the name, heading, and description we are going to get to the component. So this is how we have to first define in the component. So this is the easiest way. Uh, we can fetch the data. Okay, we can assign the data and create a simple component like this in a. Okay, and how we are creating. So the data type, how we are writing here is a pretty simple. What I told you, like we have to just follow the return type. Okay, and we have to define the types like similar way in our code as well. So similar way defined like field. Then after that, it's the similar way we are defining. Like name is similar string type. Heading value we have to string type. Description value because we're supposed to get the string type. Whatever like other the field and its return type will be. So we have to define. Okay, and we the last what we are doing is we are just creating a simple component. Okay, like this, and we are able to get that data into the component. Okay, so it was the whole process implementing the GraphQL in a one way. Maybe tomorrow we'll see the next implementation through the will create actually in the next what we are going to do is whatever like GraphQL query we are writing here that we have to assign it to the next.js component here. Okay, so okay, so if you try your these things in your side, maybe it will be a bit easy. I'll share you this video as well. There is some problem in our LMS, so what I'll do is I'll just download it and just upload in the LMS, or I'll share you the link so that you can practice. I'll share you the code as well. Okay, so do you have any question on it?
No, Prem.
Where is
No.
this? Okay. Okay, so we'll continue the second kind of GraphQL implementation tomorrow. If you have any question on it, you can just prepare. You can just try this query in your site in your GraphQL so that we can you can have more idea on it. Okay, but I'll share you this video and the code as well in a LMS, and you will able to get this thing in your site. You can practice it. Okay then. So tomorrow, I'm sure I'll be at the right time. So for today, I'm sorry. Actually, I was already late 15 minutes. I tried to connect with the system, and it was giving me to connect to the Teams. So I was not able to connect. Okay then. So let's connect tomorrow at the 9 p.m.
Okay.
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 So
Thank you, Prem.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
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 Bye, guys.